Hi everyone.
Hello.
We're going to talk about a new tool I bought, and we're going to talk about tire valves. Now, in my previously discussed this probably on a short, most bicycles you buy at like Walmart have a Schrader valve, just like your car. Okay, very nice, very simple, very mild, very demure. This is a German standard. Now,
Germany.
the problem with this valve, or there were two problems with this valve when they were deciding what to use on bicycles originally. The first is that it had a very limited PSI. Now these days it doesn't matter. You can get so your car tends to run maybe like 50 PSI is like a lot for a car, but usually like 30, 35 PSI most cars run. They don't run very high. Now a bicycle, the thinner it gets, and the really thin old school skinny bike tires you think of when you think of old school bikes run at 110 psi.
Oh, damn.
And these just weren't meant for that back in the day. So they went with a French standard, French engineering,
We baguette.
called a Presta valve. And
Bonjour.
the other advantage is when bike tires were thin, bike wheels were thin, and this is a smaller diameter hole to cut in the tire. Nowadays, the Tour de France is one. The most commonly used tire in the Tour de France is exactly this tire I have in the bike, the Continental GP 5000, the width 28 millimeters. This wheel on this bike from 1998 is meant to go down to 18 millimeters and up to 28 at the most, right? This wheel. Most wheels these days are very wider, and even if they're designed for Presta valves, because for whatever reason they keep this Presta standard going, you can drill them out, and you can drill the hole out that big to straight a valve width. Okay, now tubeless, whatever, another thing, right? But anyway, you got to unscrew this. You unscrew this, as you can see, you can go here, right? And now what you got to do to fill them up, and there are many. Obviously, you can get adapters designed for them. But what I do, come over here, Emily.
Okay, I'm coming. Well, then I'm stealing your seat because I'm sorry. I may not have the knees of an old man, but I have the back of an old man. You don't know what it's like during state testing, okay? It is brutal.
Okay.
You went to private school, didn't have state testing.
Over here, we have, when I fill it up, so I use, the best thing I prefer to get is the screw-on ones work best in terms of keeping more of the pressure, but when you're unscrewing them, like there's some leakage. So this is tight enough over here, this pressure thing, and this is a Schrader valve screw-on adapter that screws onto, that adapts the one you screw on. And the one you're screwing on is fine for car tires, right? Because there's so much air, so wide, whatever, you're not losing that much air, the PSI is not going down that much. This little adapter here basically turns the Presta valve into a Schrader valve. Now, the problem what happens here on this one that has failed, and we're going to test that on a tool fork.
Oh, sorry about my finger. We don't talk about that.
Okay, well, guess what? You're not getting a show here. You can actually take apart this part over here, and this happens a lot, but we'll show you the tool anyway. Where what happened before, this thing was screwed on tighter, then this little adapter in here was screwed into the tire here. Actually, let's do this. Oh, we can unscrew this. So what happened was I unscrewed this whole thing would come out. And this whole thing, and the entire tire would deflate.
Yeah.
So,
Examples.
anyway, so when I went down, I went to the tire shop, and there is a tool to tighten this in all the way. There's a proper little wrench thing for it, which we're going to use here, and we're going to demonstrate. I guess I tried it, and it didn't work, and I kept it on throughout the ride, and I rode my bike with it, but I did buy the tool.
They spend money on it.
So, this works for, okay, so most tires, bicycle tires have inner tubes, but, or they used to. Now they're moving towards tubeless. And the problem with tubeless tires, you can put a bunch of goo in them, and that goo dries out in the winter, if you don't use it a lot. So whatever, it's an argument with it. I mean, I just have tires in the inner tubes because that's just the bikes I have. Anyway.
You bought your bike off Craigslist.
The point is, I'm going to tighten this down. So what was happening is I would unscrew the brass one, and it kept coming back in, and I kept trying to...
You know, my father looks at me weird when I spend $13 on a button, but
Anyway.
I don't know. I think this addiction is more unhealthy.
Okay, anyway.
I don't know.
No, we got this. Now, the one they had at the bike store, they were going to let me use, was hexagonal shaped, so I can put a wrench around it. This one will only let me hand tighten. But anyway,
I thought you had a bunch of strength. You can do it.
I could, but the problem is,
I mean, if you can do it, then...
I guess I did do it because it did work the last time. It just didn't work the first 3 times I tried. So I'm going to sit there. Maybe this will, hopefully.
Now hopefully this...
So we're going to fill this up to 73 PSI over here, right? So we're going to power this one on. Now, why don't I have a hand pump? Why does Mr. Hand Tool Woodworker, old school guy, have... Because basically I need this for a car. And this adapter basically works, and I just would one less thing I can have.
It's very loud if you haven't noticed. I hate it when Oh, you know what I could go for right now? Drumstick.
What is going on here?
Why is it being annoying?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really be arguing.
Okay, there we go. Now we're going to unscrew this.
Ooh, something fell out. Ooh, does it have a sharp end? Can I...
There we go. Anyway, I didn't have the dramatic, failing of this, but anyway, that's how that tool works.
This is like...
Thanks for watching, and I gotta go get another one of these caps because I think I left that cap. Go, whatever. I'm gonna put this tool wherever.
If you live in Indiana, stop playing with my 3D printed dragon that I ordered.
Yes, okay, so Emily bought a 3D printed dragon that where it interlocks and swivels and what have you. And she bought it on Etsy. Someone 3D printed that or whatever. And it has not come yet, is delayed. And she's upset. And she
Okay,
agreed.
listen, if you're in Indiana, stop playing with my dragon, because I paid for that with my own damn money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I know I sound like an old man, but still, okay? But still, okay? Do you know how much it costs to ship something from California to New Jersey? It costs a lot, okay? So Indianans, stop playing with my toys, okay?
So I'm going to go take this.
Ooh.
I'm going to put this over here in the drawer with my bike tools, okay?
And you're gonna make more financial.
And that works for stems that go in the inner tubes or for tubeless tires. Thanks for watching.